evening, everyone. A little bit louder. Good evening, everyone. I want to say thank you on behalf of the board to everyone that took their time in short notice to come to Gopio, Chicago's first chapter event and Gala. Please give yourself applause for showing up tonight for Gopio and supporting the organization. I want to make this quick. I know we have special guests that have other places they have to attend to, so I want to try to make this pretty fast. I do want to first welcome our president of Gopio, and for him to take a seat. His name is Gladson Rixey. And then I would please, it'll be my honor, to invite our counselor, Dr. Asif Sahib, to the stage. Can I please call on Congresswoman Tammy Duckworth to our stage and give her applause. My good friend, Raja Krishnamurthy. Can I also invite our Senator Don Katowski to the stage? Our Senator Tom Cullerton to the stage. Our Illinois Treasurer, Michael Fritches, to the stage. Professor Dr. Bala Beltran to the stage. Our Oak Brook Mayor, Dr. Gopal Lamani, to the stage. I have not seen him in the room yet, but if Congress Danny Davis is here, please join us on the stage. Now I would like to invite our executive board for Gopio. Co-founder, I want to invite Hina to the stage. I would like to invite Sahid to the stage. Mr. Joe to the stage. He's our hearing treasurer. I would also invite Vikrant Singh to the stage. And also Shri to the stage. Please take your seats. Mr. Sharon Walia to the stage. Mr. Senator Nolan, can you please come to the stage? And our Vice President, Mr. Hemant Trivedi. Before I call up our President, we want to do the national anthem. So can please everyone stand and I'm going to introduce our Gopio president, Mr. Gladson Brixey. He's currently working as a divisional director for Westinghouse Corporation in Chicago. He's also the president and CEO of US Tektronix, an IT consulting company. So please give applause to Gopio Chicago Chapter's president, Mr. Gladson.
Thank you, Savi. Consul General of India, distinguished political leaders, most valuable invited guests, Professor, and ladies and gentlemen, good evening. First of all, I want to thank you all for coming this evening and to make this event a grand success. I know when we say 5:30, people come at 7:30, that's where it is. I'm sure by 8:30 it will be full. A lot of people are coming, so that's why it's kind of slow. But when the gala starts, I'm sure this place will be filled. With that note, it's a great honor for me to become the president of this great organization. I mean, Gopio, Global Organization for People of Indian Origin, a lot of people in Indians don't know what exactly it is. When I talk about Gopio and invite them, what is Gopio? So the reason we started this organization in November of 2014, or October of 2014, Consul General of India inaugurated this organization. We started this in a small scale and say, let's get the word out so people know what is Gopio is. Gopio, my colleagues going to explain in detail what's the mission, what's the objectives are. But Gopio it's one of the largest organization in outside of India. Around 25 million, according to the statistics. It says 25 million Indians live outside of India. And Gopio have 20 chapters in 20 countries. And Chicago could be the second chapter. And we have several chapters throughout the United States, but I think this is, I wanted to make sure this is one of the best chapters of Gopio International. Again, welcome all. If you look at the crowd, one of the mission of Gopio is.
Asif Sai, can you please come up here?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I would like to extend very warm greetings, spring greetings, so to say, to all of you. In India, we are at the current moment celebrating Spring Festival all over, and it is referred by different names in different parts of India, but then everybody celebrates this part of the time all over the world as a time when, the winter is over, and then we're looking forward to greener and the life emerging from the Mother Earth. At the outset, also, I would like to congratulate President of Gopio Chicago chapter, Mr. Gladson Varghese, and his entire team, that this organization is relatively new on the profile of Chicago. It's only about a few months old. I was involved in the inauguration of this organization, and we do hope that it will play a very important role in addressing the concerns of the Indian American community. I would also like to thank Honorable Congresswoman Tammy Duckworth and Congressman Danny Davis and all the distinguished panelists here, many of whom are dear friends of mine, and in the interest of time, I will not refer each one of them by name. Since the Secretary has put a timeline to the speakers, we have to stick to that time schedule. But I would just simply like to touch upon two broad things. I was told that I should highlight some of the recent developments in India in terms of the business profile, business environment. So I will touch upon that. I would say that you see in the last 9 to 10 months, or almost a year since the new government has been formed in India with an overwhelming majority, the thrust of the Prime Minister and his entire team has been to create an enabling environment in India for businesses, for investors to look at the country from a very different perspective. He has also been challenging the bureaucracy, the policy makers to come up with ideas which are not conventional, so to say, and think out of the box so that we could realize the true potential of India as a country, as a nation of 1.2 billion population, and a nation soon to become, in another 10 to 15 years, the largest populous country in the world, overtaking China. If you look at the economic progress of India, you had seen that there was a time when India had registered economic growth reaching close to 10% and crossing 10%, 11%. Even in the times of recession, the Indian growth was considered as something short of a miracle. And after a little lull, we are back into that recovery mode. The current economic growth is 7.4%. We expect economic growth to be 8% next year, and then it is expected that we will outperform our big neighbor, China, in terms of economic growth.
Please, everyone, one more time for our counselor, Dr. Asif Saeed. For his kind word. We're going to switch up our schedule a little bit. We're going to do a lighting of the lamp real quick. So can I have the executive board and everyone from our panel up on stage to the front.
Okay, everybody, please. Okay, let's go, please, everybody. One more, the last one, please, everybody. Muchas gracias.
Okay, it's my honor to call up, I'm just gonna say a few words about this. Congresswoman Tammy Duckworth is our U.S. representative for Illinois 8th Congressional District. She's running for a second term as a Democrat. She's up as a daughter, a wife, and a mother. Tammy Duckworth is a military veteran who has proudly served our country. So please give her a round of applause for serving our country. There you go, Tammy.
Well, it's great to be here, and I wanted to congratulate everyone on this wonderful evening, and I'm sorry I can't stay. I'm actually catching a flight back to Washington later on, but I'm going to be missing out on a big party when the gala really starts, so I know how these parties go too, so I'm really going to miss it. Thank you so much for having me be here. This is such an important event. It is an annual celebration, but the fact that everyone that's gathered here is a leader in their community is what's critical about this gathering. The fact that we have doctors and scientists and business people and community leaders who are pulling the Indian diaspora together to work together to promote not just the Indian cultural experience individually, but what you can do to make our nation, to make the United States stronger, to make your community stronger, is so very critical. I want to just speak a little bit, I know I only have 2 minutes, but I just want to speak a little bit about supporting those who run for office. And you see all of the electeds that are here, but I want to remind folks to continue to support those who may not have been successful in their first try. Senator Durbin lost 3 elections before he won one. President Obama lost his election to Bobby Rush before he won a state senator. And so for those in this room who have wanted to run for office or who have run and not been successful in your first try, I urge you to please continue to fight for it and for this community to support your leaders. You have Raja up here. He and I are good friends. We work together. He's been an advisor to me since I was elected. I see Laddie Singh in the audience. I want you to run again. You need to run. We need your voice in Springfield. You can make a big difference. We really need you there, Laddie. Please. I know it's blood, sweat, and tears, and she must have worn out, I don't know how many pairs of shoes walking door to door, knocking on doors, and that is something to be admired. So I ask the community to support those within the community who run for office, because they can be your voice to work on legislation. Since I've been in DC, I've been able to work on pro-business legislation that will cut down on the income tax rates for manufacturers, to help businesses deal with government. And until you get voices from your community there, you will never have as strong representation as you can when there is somebody like Laddie in Springfield, and then folks all over. Danny Davis and I are devoted to the community, but it's not going to be the same until you get someone from within your community there representing you. So thanks for letting me be here. I apologize that I can't stay. My baby girl turns 5 months old today, and I'm trying to make it to her as quickly as possible. All the moms in the room know what I'm talking about, so thank you. And it's my very great pleasure now to introduce a good friend of mine, someone whom I've been working very closely with for the last 3 years, who's been advising me not just on the Indian American community issues, not just on Asian American issues, but also on science and technology and innovation and entrepreneurship and business. My very good friend Raja Krishnamurthy. Raja?
Namaskar, good evening. I am honored to be here. I want to say thank you to the organizers of the Gopio conference, Gladson, Savvy, other board of trustee members. You've done a wonderful job. Can you give a round of applause to them, please? I want to say thank you to all the elected officials, the state senators, and the state treasurer, the mayors, consul generals who arrived here today. Thank you for coming. I also want to say a special thank you to my friend Tammy Duckworth, my own congresswoman. 4 years ago, we squared off against each other in a primary for the U.S. Congress, and I ended up taking the silver medal in that particular race. But since then, we became very close friends and working partners. And now she's seeking a promotion to the United States Senate. Now, I believe she deserves that promotion. What do you think? Now, I was asked to talk about what I'm doing now. It turns out that when you run for the United States Senate, you have to give up your seat in the Congress. And I've decided to throw my hat in the ring for Tammy Duckworth's seat in the 8th District of Illinois. And try to work for her, try to continue her legacy, working hard for working families in the 8th District. Now, I'd like to observe the 3 rules of public speaking tonight. Be short, be sweet, and be gone. But I'd like to answer 3 questions that come up in this particular endeavor. First, who am I? Secondly, why am I running? And third, if you're interested in helping me, how can you do so? First, who am I? Everywhere I go, I introduce myself. I say, my name is Raja Krishnamurthy, and people say, where the heck did you get that name? Who are you? And I say, it's very simple. Translated from an ancient Indian American language, it means Congressman for the 8th District of Illinois. Now, on a more serious note, I'm actually a small businessman. I run a small company that makes the chips that go into night vision military cameras, and we also sell solar panels. Before that, I held various positions in the Illinois government. I was deputy treasurer for Illinois. vice chairman for the Illinois Innovation Council, which helps to create a technological ecosystem in Illinois. And before that, I was a special assistant attorney general and helped to start the anti-corruption unit for Lisa Madigan. Unfortunately, business was very good when I was there, but I learned that ethical, honest government is the key to building trust in government, and that's something that I'd like to bring wherever I go. The second question that comes up is, why am I running for Congress? It's very simple. My mission in life at this point is to defend and promote economic upward mobility for every working family in Illinois and in my district. What does that mean? That means allowing every small girl, small boy to realize his or her God-given potential. And that means allowing everyone to climb the economic ladder. Why am I inspired to do that? It's because of you. Every single one of you came here as immigrants, came here with nothing, worked hard, played by the rules, got an education, achieved economic security, and I stand on your shoulders to reach for the stars and run for the United States Congress. You are my inspiration, and that is why I'm running. Today, there's only one Indian American in the United States Congress. I believe there should be more voices from our community in the halls of Congress. What do you think? Yes. Now, if you like what you're hearing, I'd like to answer the third question. What can you do to help? First, vote. That's the number one thing that you can do. Regardless of whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, it doesn't matter. You have to vote. That is our civic duty in this country. Secondly, volunteer. We need lots of volunteers for all the campaigns, for Tammy Duckworth, but also my own. And if you'd like to help me, I'd like to use your talents to make a difference. To learn more, please visit www.rajaforcongress.com. Finally, in closing, one philosopher once said, yesterday was history, tomorrow's a mystery, but today is a gift. And that's why we call it the present. I am so blessed to be here right now with you to celebrate the inaugural Gala for Gopio. And in this time, together, we can make a difference for the future. God bless you, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Raja Krishnamurthy. This is going to take a few minutes, but we have to do a quick award ceremony. There's just a few people that we have to recognize for this event tonight. Can I have the executive board and Congressman Danny Davis on stage? Executive board also. And all the senators also. And the state treasurer.
Could I have Consul General on the stage, please? Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, it wasn't that easy a job to pick these three awards. It took a lot of efforts to come up with these three good candidates in their own expertise, in their own areas. The first award, I would like this is for the Exemplary Community Leadership Award, Excellence Award for Dr. Asif Sayed. Please give him a good round of applause. Danny Davis, would you please do the honor? The next award is the Best Businessman of the Year Award. This goes to Mr. Vijay K. Patel. Sir Michael Travis, would you please do the honor? State Treasurer, Michael. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to encourage our kids by these awards. This award goes to, it's an Academic Excellence Award. It goes to Astha Garg. Please give her a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, please. Could I please request Senator Michael Nolan to do the honor? One more time, please give them a good round of applause for all the awardees. Thank you so much.
Everybody, can we have one picture? Because everybody, you see the sign? Please, everybody, because last time I please, everybody.
Hi everybody. I just want to thank you for giving this award to me. I would like to thank my family and friends for their constant support. Hina Trivedi, or just Hina Auntie for me, is a role model for me personally and this community. I hope to keep her working hard and prove myself worthy of this award. Thank you once again.
It wasn't very easy to pick these three people. Vijay Patel is 40 years helping the community and never even recognized. He's always saying the behind everything. So we need to give him a reward. This girl, she works very hard in culture and study-wise, she got excellent award regarding to that. At the same time, Consul General, this is the first time I saw Consul General bringing all the community, everyone together and trying to do a, doesn't matter which part of India you're from, he's just bringing everyone together, and that's very nice of him. So he deserves this award. So please give them a big hand, please, each and every.
Our next speaker for the evening, I would like to introduce our Illinois Treasurer, Michael Fredericks, to the stage.
It is a pleasure to be here this evening with Gopio. I guess I need to get a little closer to my face. It is a pleasure to be here this evening with Gopio. I understand this organization was started back in the late 80s in New York. And it started with the mission of helping on civil rights. You've grown to help your fellow people of Indian origin have success in business. Now we've seen the Indian population has grown in this country. As your president pointed out, hundreds of thousands of people, and that's why in 2007, the state of Illinois decided to open up a trade office in New Delhi. And this year we're going to have 2 trade missions going to India, because we think our relationships, investing in the relationship between Illinois and India is so important. We saw back in 2013, Illinois imported about $700 million worth of products from India. The year before, exported. The year before, they imported about $1.2 billion from India. And so it's a relationship that's very important. As your state treasurer, I serve as the Chief Investment Officer for the state of Illinois. And investing in our relationship, and investing in our business ties with India is important for this state. But another thing that I know as a father of a 6-year-old, and I know many people in the Indian community understand as well, is that there is no greater investment we can make than in our young people. And making sure they have access to education, higher education. At a time when a budget has been proposed that would cut state support for public higher education by nearly 1/3, I think it's the wrong direction. Because you know that if you want to succeed, there is no greater predictor of employability here than educational attainment. And so the state treasurer's office is in charge of managing college savings plans to help families out there set something aside to give their kids hope, to give them opportunity, and that is the American dream. That your children can have a better life than you had. That you can live in comfort and retire with dignity. And that's what we're trying to do in the Treasurer's Office. To help families in this state. To help families from all different walks of life and different backgrounds to be able to pass that dream on to their children. And I think if we do that, this state will be stronger. We will have a bright future. I want to thank you for everything that Gopio does to help us achieve that American dream. Thank you for the honor of letting me speak to you here tonight.
Thank you so much, Illinois Treasurer Michael Fredericks, for his kind words. Our next speaker for the evening, I want to introduce Congressman Danny Davis to the podium. Please give a round of applause to Danny Davis.
Well, thank you very much. You know, when I left home this morning, my wife gave me my instructions for the day. She says, Danny, wherever you go, I want you to stand up, speak up, and shut up. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. But let me just say, first of all, that I am delighted to be here with all of you. and to see so many of my friends that I see quite often and have seen often during the last several years. I am so delighted that I had the opportunity to be here with Tammy Duckworth, who, pound for pound, is one of the most exciting elected officials in this country. She is a woman who has given so much of herself to America. But then I realized that there is so much more that she has to offer. And I look forward to the continuation of her service to this country. It's good to be with my friend Roger Christamorty, who is biting the bullet, I call it, and taking the plunge to run for public office. Mike, it's always good to see you, and especially to know, where did he go? Well, he was the only, he's over this way. He was the only Democrat that was able to win statewide office in this last election. It means that he has a great future in front of him. To all of the elected officials who are here, I think that you are indeed the salt of the earth, pillars of the universe. There are people who talk about elected officials in derogatory ways, but when you're willing to submit yourself to public scrutiny and go about with your life each and every day under the microscope of public entanglement, it means to me that you have some purpose. There is a reason that you do it, and I'm proud and pleased to be one of you. Let me just say that to this organization, the Indian American community in the United States of America has been and continues to be one of the most organized, one of the most energized, one of the most engaged and involved in the country. I had the good fortune to go to New York to meet and greet and hear the new Prime Minister. And I was delighted with the number of people who had come to that event. And when you think of what the Indian American community has meant to this country, 1 out of every 7 doctors that you run into in America, 1 out of every 7 patients just about who gets treated by an Indian physician. If you think of the business and commerce, nobody is more productive. And even when you think of young people growing up, children who are going to school, learning things, nobody is excelling more than Indian American children in the United States of America.
After Mike Nolan, Mr. Tom Cochran, can you please be ready up front?
Thank you very much. So I get to follow the congressman. Wow, all that poetry and pose. I know that some of my other fellow elected officials also have other engagements tonight. They're anxious maybe to move on to those. But I'll bet they're glad they don't have to follow that. So listen, thank you so much for allowing me to come here and speak this evening. And I certainly am grateful for the opportunity to introduce myself. I want to start simply by echoing some of the comments that the Congresswoman made about those who have run before and who will run again. I ran 3 times before I won my first seat. I got that letter from Senator Durbin that said that he had run 3 times as well. So I adhered to what my wife called the Durbin rule. And so here I am, standing in front of you. And so will those of you who have run before. I walked with Lottie Singh. I walked with her on several occasions, and I'm telling you, it's not a question of if, but when. So Lottie, so proud to have stood with you, and very proud to stand with you again. So with that, I am State Senator Michael Nolan. I represent the 22nd Legislative District, which is just up the road a piece, as we say here in Illinois. If you go up I-355 and get off at I-90, you're basically right there. If you travel out to Elgin, everything below that point in Elgin is pretty much in my district, between that and the Elgin O'Hara Expressway, which also encompasses much of what we all recognize as the Indian or South Asian community. And I've served that district for the last 8 years. It's been my privilege and my pleasure to serve the South Asian community. And I want to tell you though, I've learned something from they and from all of the people that I serve. Something that's basic no matter where you go. The things that people really expect from we as elected officials in government just comes down to 2 words really. Fairness and justice. That is just about it in a nutshell. And I know, because of your recent history, having won your freedom, having won independence in Great Britain just a little over 50 years ago, so many of your families having come here to the United States, and the fact that your community is cut in so many different ways, both Hindu, Muslim, Indian, Pakistani, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, so many different religions really, Democrats, and yes, Republicans. I don't see any Republicans up here, but if they're here and you'd like to see me, I can recommend a support group. All right? That's all right. All right. Okay, well, you know what? They say they have a big tent, we have a bigger tent. That's all I would say about that. But that being the case, fairness and justice. It's something that we all aspire for. And, I have to also say thank you for your leadership here and your continued commitment to our communities and the struggle for fairness and justice, for making our communities stronger and more prosperous. Thank you to the global organization of the people of Indian origin. Thank you so much for that continued progress. But also, too, I want to tell you that, we, as Democrats, have some ownership about leadership. There's no doubt about it. We just lost a race this past fall, leaving behind good leadership in our Governor Quinn. And we've also left behind some bad leadership in his predecessor, who will remain nameless and we will not discuss this evening. But I want you to know, I'm proud to stand up here as a Democrat and as a potential candidate for the 8th Congressional District as well.
Thank you, Mike Nolan. Next speaker, 2 to 3 minutes, please. I just have to remind everyone. I want to introduce Tom Clarkson. Tom has been formerly mayor of Villa Park, and he's current senator of District 23. So please welcome Tom Clarkson to the podium. Thank you.
So I believe he said 20 to 30 minutes. Is that what everybody heard? No, okay. My name is Senator Tom Cullerton. I do represent the 23rd Senate District. I am the first Democrat in DuPage County to be elected to the Illinois State Senate. However, one of my great friends is here tonight. We had mentioned Republican Democrat Gopal. Gopal and I served as mayors together, me in Villa Park, him in Oak Brook, and yes, his houses are much larger than the houses in Villa Park. I will take 2 to 3 minutes. I see so many friends here in this room tonight. I see so many people that have been influential to me and have been friends to me. Neil, Sunil, JD, I just can go through Shri and all of her services with the seniors. So I want to thank you all for continuing to support me, continuing to support our efforts, and please let us know what we can do. Illinois seems to be a little bit of a mess, but we're working very hard to fix it. We're working very hard to get things accomplished, and we're working for you. Remember that. All of us who are elected here today, you've announced our names, but we work for you. That is our job. That is why you elect us, to come to either DC, Springfield, your local government, your township government, your fire district. Wherever you go, we represent you and we work for you. So please, feel free to always reach out to us, always contact us. Let us know how we can help you. And I think I'm under 2 minutes. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you so much, Tom. I mean, perfect. 2 to 3 minutes. If everyone could do that, my job is a little bit easier up here. Next person now I do want to introduce, Dr. Balachandran. Can you please come to the podium? He is a Kellogg Professor of Accounting Information Management at Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern University and founder and dean of Great Lakes Institute of Management. Mr. Dr. Balachandran.
They gave me more than 2 minutes, but I would like to make it short. As you said, my name is, correctly let me pronounce, Balachandran. This is as tough as Raja Krishnamurti because we come from the same place. So we have a tough name, but an easy attitude. I just want to, I see a lot of things are happening. Good evening, friends. See, I said good evening, there is not even a single person to say good evening. Either we are bored, that tired, or too bored. As a matter of fact, I tell you what, there is some guy by name Rajanikanth. The guy has the unbelievable energy. About 65 years old. He can make sure, because of this energy level, make both Deepika Padukone and Shreya or Sonakshi Sinha romance with them simultaneously, parallel processing, and make them tired. That is the energy level of this wonderful actor Rajanikanth. I am here just because I want you to make some entrepreneurial venture. The key ingredient for that is energy. If you do not have energy, you are not going to be an entrepreneur. I can tell you right now. So therefore, I am going to try you. You may be saying, I am not energetic. How can I be energetic? Very simple. Act. Do you think he is energetic? This guy is old, bald, and down. But you see him on the stage, he is the most energetic guy, which nobody can be. I am 78 years old, and I am still energetic. Alright? What is going on? So if you think that you are not energetic, act as him. Suddenly it becomes a habit. So first ingredient for being a businessman is to be energetic. So I want to try your energy level. Good evening, friends. Good evening. Wow, we are rolling. As a matter of fact, I was invited to be a keynote speaker in the vibrant Gujarat on January 13th at Ahmedabad with none other than our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And he was speaking on the previous evening on 12th. And he wants all of us, every person who is in US, whether you are a chai wala or a doodh wala, it doesn't matter. You can be an entrepreneur. How can you be an entrepreneur? Same story. We were talking about the first African American to be from Illinois being the president. Now we are talking about first American woman. The question is, you can be somebody. And that means you can be energetic. And these two gentlemen have amazing friendship. Each one is claiming, my best friend. The best friendship happened in 4 days. So the key question is, if you create some good friendship, have an energy, and at the same time do a parallel process. Any time you can be an entrepreneur. I was a professor, distinguished professor, chair professor, and believe it or not, if you have a son or a daughter, the best thing to do is educate them with a good PhD in a fantastic school and make them work as a business school professor. Why? You work 24/7. This is the only profession where I work 24 hours in a month and 7 months in a year. Can you ever believe somebody working 24/7, that is 24 hours in a month and 7 months in a year and making a lot of money? Folks, don't be bashful that being materialistic is anti-spiritualistic. Bullshit. Look at this, Sri Ravi Shankar. Every religious leader, filthy money, so much of money. Why? That money is going to be constructively used. Venkateshwara University is created by Tirupati. Sri Ravi Shankar is creating a university. Every one of them is right. The total white money in the world is constant. There are two groups of people, you and I, are thieves, thugs, terrorists, mafiosos. Ask yourself, is the money better off in your hands or in those hands? If it is in their hands, there is only destruction. If it is in your hands, there is construction. The first 25, 30 years, learn like anything. The next 25, 30 years, earn like anything. And the last 30 years, 25 years, return like anything. And that is where entrepreneurship comes. I was having a quintuple bypass surgery in spite of this 24/7. And that is when I was 62 years. Quintuple. I paid for one and got 4 free. You cannot beat this part. And everybody said, slow down, sit down. And I said, why do I sit down? Already I am 24/7. If I sit down, I will be a pain in my ass of my wife. Also vice versa. So I said, look, I'm not going to do that. So I went and created single-handedly a fantastic business school which is now ranked in India as top 10. Business India, Business Today, everywhere. In the Business Analytics program, number 2. 500 full-time students in single-bedroom air-conditioned room in a 30-acre platinum-rated green campus. Everyone who came with some experience with about 2.5 lakhs annual salary, right in 8.5 months, making 12 lakhs in a firm job, and if they are an entrepreneur, they may make more. So I wanted to make entrepreneurship. Please make this second one. The photograph of Barack Obama. And go back. That's it. Next one. Right. I am just wanting you to do the following. Here is some example. Here is a company called Uber. All of you know that. The world's largest taxi company. Owns no vehicles. Please know that. Not even a single vehicle. Facebook, the world's most popular media, creates no content. Alibaba, the most valuable retailer in the world, has no inventory of their own. Airbnb, the world's largest accommodation provider, has no real estate. Apple, with sales over 200 million smartphones and tablets.
I'm so sorry, I just had to laugh. I don't know if that was 3 minutes or a little bit over. Please, for the next speaker, 2 to 3 minutes. Our audience wants to see some entertainment. They're getting hungry. They want to drink cocktails. So our next speaker, I want to introduce you to Wintrust Bank, Mr. Sahid Husani. Please come to the stage. Sahid is the area manager and vice president for Wintrust Bank, and he's part of our board. He's a treasurer for Gopio, and him and his bank team contributed a lot to this organization and supported Gopio Chicago chapter. So please, I welcome Sahid Husani.
Thank you so much. They're telling me that I am between food and you. So I don't want to be that person at all whatsoever, but I'm going to do what I'm here to do. So I'm going to say a few stuff to promote Wintrust. Wintrust has been a major sponsor for this. Actually, how I got introduced to Gopio was my good friend Hina Trivedi introduced me to Gopio and said, you're nominated for treasurer. And I'm like, Gopio who? I didn't know who Gopio was, and all she had to do is tell me, it's for small business. I was sold right there. And she's like a good salesperson. And as probably you figured out by now, I'm a business banker. I'm at Wintrust. And half of you, I could proudly say that my customers. And half of you who are not, please contact these half and know what you're missing. First, I want to talk about Wintrust as to what we do. We are 140 locations throughout the Chicagoland in a different names under different umbrellas just because we want to serve the community that we are located in. We are known by Hoffman State Community Bank, Schaumburg Banking Trust, whichever community that we serve, we are under that umbrella to make sure we serve you better. We are the decision maker at the location, making sure you're a faster procedure on a business loan, commercial, whatever that might be. And please, as we open the doors for the dinner, I want to introduce you some of the people that are here from Wintrust. Pragna, please stand up and take a bow. She's our Wintrust Wealth Management, and she's our Daisy girl who's out there making a difference and educating people on finance. I know Indian people are very savvy with our finances, but she gets the excellence of kind of looking at it and overviewing it and giving you a decision, and hopefully you can connect with her today. And we have Marcio, Raul Diaz, Susana Meza, Jose Garcia. I guess they all went for food. So I'm not going to go more further. Thank you so much for being here. As the treasurer of Gopio, I welcome you all, and we open the doors for the food as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Saeed, for those kind words. Our next speaker is from Oak Brook, and he has done a lot for the city of Oak Brook. He's brought a lot of businesses. His contribution to Oak Brook and the Midwest has been a lot as a mayor. Dr. Gopal, can you please come to the podium for 2 minutes? And you can go a bit longer. I want to say that we're going to recognize our sponsors right after the mayor, and our entertainment is going to start for the next hour. Dinner will be at 9 p.m. sharp.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like I'm a minority here as well. Among fine Democrats who are here. I won't hold that against you. I think I appreciate the fact that you came here today. Talking about minorities, I was actually born and raised in Jakarta, Indonesia, where also I was a minority. Then my dad sent me to medical school to become a cardiologist in Bombay, where I was a foreign medical graduate in Bombay. I was a minority there too. And then came to the United States in Chicago in 1973. I was at Michael Reese and University of Chicago. I was a minority there as well, like I am here today. And then subsequently moved to Westmont, and then last 29 years I've lived in Oak Brook, where I'm also a minority. So I am comfortable being in the minority situation, very comfortable. Thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, on behalf of the village of Oak Brook, I'd like to welcome you to this beautiful village of Oak Brook. A beautiful day, perfect day as a matter of fact. We have this day every day in Oak Brook, every day of the year, like this. I'd like to welcome you. I'm coming back to talking about business, which is what you wanted me to talk about, Mr. Gladson. Oak Brook is really the engine of business in the state of Illinois. It's not an accident that we have international headquarters of some of the largest corporations, including the McDonald's, Ace Hardware, Blistex, LK Manufacturing, and many, many others are headquartered in Oak Brook. Mr. President, you were only partially right when you say that Oak Brook is the best place to live in the Midwest. It's not the only best place to live, but it's the best place to wine, best place to dine, best place to play. We have cricket, we have badminton, we have tennis, and guess what? My friend Tom is gone. We also have polo in Oak Brook. Well, every year we have 6 to 7 matches in the summer. All the Maharajas like you and Maharanis like you come and play polo in Oak Brook. So we have a lot of that. It's the best place for everything. To live, to work, to play, to do business with, and also to raise your family. It's a beautiful place. I raised my family here. I have 2 daughters who have moved out of Oak Brook now. So it's a beautiful place to do that. But coming back to business, it's also the best place to do business. And we like to attract as many Indians as we have in this country as well as India. We will do everything we can as a village of Oak Brook. We will move mountains and heavens to make it comfortable for you, because this is truly a business-friendly town. By the way, talking about business, Indians are super smart and super creative businessmen. When man first landed on the moon, as you know, when man landed on the moon a couple of decades ago. The first person he sees is an Indian with a shark. Truly, we are super creative. We are all over the world, and we have done very well in our professional work as well as in business. So kindly spend your time here, shop here. We need your money. The sales taxes are very useful to us, which is why we do not have a local municipal property tax in Oak Brook. Because all of you guys come here to shop, wine, dine, and live. We have beautiful hotels.
Please, everyone, give a round of applause to our Mayor of Oak Brook, Dr. Gopio. Doc, I want to tell you something. I do shop at Oak Brook. I come Thanksgiving weekend and Christmas time to Oak Brook Mall. I eat at Tuscany's. And we had our first Gopio Chicago chapter event in Oak Brook. I would want our executive board, we have to recognize our guests, our sponsors who made this event happen tonight. So please, real quick, we'll be about 5 minutes max. Can I have the executive board on stage? Our co-founders for Chicago, even Gopio's in 22 countries, but Chicago chapter was by Mr. Gladson, Hina. I want their vice president on stage, Mr. Hammond. Our treasurer, Joe, and as well as Syed, Shri, Vikrant, Sharon Walia. We're going to have the awards presented by Congressman Danny Davis, our Oak Brook Mayor, our Radha Krishnamurthy. Like you said, please vote and get to the polls, especially when we have to support our Indian community leaders. Our platinum sponsor was Wintrust Bank. On behalf of Wintrust Bank, Vice President Mr. Syed Hussaini, please give a round of applause to Syed Hussaini.
Syed want all the witness folks come, staff come upstairs. All the witness staff stage. Susanna Mason, Mauricio.
Our next, I just lost my words. He's a good friend of mine. He made this, he completed this, event for tonight. He's been supportive of Gopio and all other organizations. Mr. Gitu Amin from Minacom, the president of Minacom, Mr. Gitu Amin. Can you please come to the stage? and accept this plaque. I want to say a couple of things about Mr. Getumin. He has contributed to all communities for the past 30 years all over the world. His company is based out of Schaumburg in Chicago. His lovely wife, Momo, who is Ketu's right hand, have supported all communities and made this event special tonight. Thank you. We have a couple more, and our entertainment will start pretty soon. This next award, I personally spoke to him a few minutes ago. He had another event. He was attending a wedding reception. He's running late, but I request his daughter, on behalf of her father, to take this award. Mr. Gulzar Singh Multani, his daughter Simrit Kaur, on behalf of Panasonic Engineering, is going to accept this plaque as a guest of honor for Gopio, Chicago chapter for tonight. A couple of things about Mr. Gulzar Singh Multani, who also, just like Getu, supports all the communities, has contributed a lot, is one of the largest MBE, DBE company in the city of Chicago for construction. So a round of applause to Panasonic Engineering. His daughter is accepting this, Simrit Kaur Multani. Our next award is one of our sponsors from Grand Canyon University. Wow. He took one step and he was on stage. Thank you to Grand Canyon University for sponsoring this event also. I really want to say, I know a lot of people have been asking me throughout this banquet hall tonight, who is the photographer for tonight? His name is Suresh Bodiwal from Asian Community, just like every other photographer out there. He will really make you smile. He'll just look at you, you'll just start smiling. We have a couple more pictures just because of the dancers. They want to have pictures with the board. Yeah. Executive Gopio board is.
I need help. You are a young girl. Come on, Beta. You can help. Sir, everybody come down to us.